Hello, everyone. Look who's with me. Hi, Sarah Drew. How are
Oh,
you?
hello. I'm so great. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be here.
You know what? I was thinking if I had to do like this, and I don't do them, this Dara from Dear Hallmark does these phenomenal intros, and she says, I have with me, and she lists all the names. And I was thinking off the top of my head, if I had to do this, these are the things about because you got a long list of things that I love, but the things that stand out are like April on Grey's Anatomy. How could that not stand out? But I loved you as Kitty in Mad Men. Oh my
Oh, yay.
gosh,
Yes.
it was so sweet and innocent, and I was like, oh, so I felt like I grew up with you, like in television. Do you know
I
what I mean?
love that. That
And,
makes
and,
me so happy.
and then I took me forever to watch it. I don't know why, but the I don't want to mess up the name, and I know I am
Guiding
guiding. Yes. Oh my gosh, Guiding Emily. That was beautiful. That was
Thank
different
you.
and real. Because I mean, I have a couple of family members that are disabled in different ways, but I thought all that fear that you had, but that was a beautifully written,
It was a
real.
gorgeous script. I was so excited to get to do that movie. I thought it was so special and even a bit different, because
Yes.
it had a lot of depth and she went through like something really traumatic,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
we didn't hold back. We went there.
I know. And then we get to see you on the Christmas cruise, which we're going to talk about, which was so cool.
Yay.
And then you got to be with your BFF, Aaron.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and then we have to sneak in Mistletoe Murders because it is my obsession. I love it so much. I want to
I literally, while I was doing my hair, I was
Mhm.
watching one of the cuts of episode 4
Oh,
to
oh,
do notes on it, which I had
oh.
no notes. I was like, it was so good. I get a cut and then it goes to the network. Well, I get it when it goes to the network, and then we converge our notes and ideas, and then another pass is done, and so I get to be a part of all the different um stages of it coming together. And it's so this season, I'm so excited. I'm
Oh my
so
God.
excited for people to see it. I think people are gonna go crazy. I think they're
We're
gonna
going to talk more about that in a minute. So I like we got to get into the Christmas and July holiday spirit.
yes, yes.
So I don't know what kind of device you have or whatever, but in the right hand corner, usually I tell you this behind the scene, but whatever. We have people who like leave comments and stuff, and I just put it up. Like we have a Jennifer who's here, and she's saying hi to everybody,
Hi,
and
Jennifer.
they're already showing you love about Mistletoe
Aw.
Murders.
Yay.
Like,
Oh, well, look, hey, can you see, look at this?
what is it? Yes, behind you. So strategically placed. I love it.
I know I'm covering it because I'm not supposed to be here just promoting Mistletoe Murders, because I have
No,
something else to promote. But yeah, it just lives here in my office.
it's
It's like
okay.
back
We can,
here.
we're going to talk about it all. And before we actually get started, this one's a good one because I don't think everyone realized that you're going to do the Kansas City this year,
Yes.
right?
Yes, with Peter Mooney.
Oh, I have a Peter Mooney story. Okay.
He's the
Let,
most wonderful. The
let me tell you
most
really fast
wonderful.
my Peter Mooney
Yeah,
story.
please do.
I've loved him since he was in, Rookie Blue and all. Okay. All
Blue.
right. So love, love, love this man. Right. So I did a podcast with Marita Grabiak, and she had all the people on, and he was one of them, and he couldn't get in. So he's calling me and texting me, and here's me thinking, this is like my crush. And I'm like, I'm on the phone with Peter Mooney, helping. I hope I was like an idiot. So he finally gets in, and there's like 8 of us on there. And people have heard this before. And he pops in, he's like, thank you so much. And I was beat red. I like lost it. And I said, Peter, I have to tell you that I was on the phone with you. And it's just like, I know you're a happily married man. I understand all that. And I have such a fan crush on you. And he's like, that makes me feel so good.
Oh,
I
Peter.
know. And so I love him in Mistletoe Murders with you. All right.
He's so
But
wonderful. He's so talented, but then he's also just the most delightful, funny, wonderful human on set. Everybody loves him so much. He's so kind-hearted, like would never hurt a fly in a million years, and keeps everybody's energy up and keeps everybody laughing. He's just the best. We have the best time on that show.
And that's fun because you want to go to work and be extra fun, right? You want
Yeah.
to, yes, yes. All right, so we're getting into the mood here. What would you? I asked Erin some of these questions. What are you, hot cocoa or eggnog girl?
Oh, not eggnog. Ugh. Although Peter Mooney and we have big fights about this because he loves eggnog.
Oh,
He actually created an AI image of. We had a back and forth about the discuss how much
I love it. Good.
How much he loves eggnog. It's gross. I do not like. So I would go hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa.
Maybe a little Baileys. Maybe a little throw in some Baileys there.
Yes, yes. Now, if you were doing like a Christmas or holiday, because not everybody celebrates Christmas, kind of like getaway with your family or just your, significant other, would you do ski lodge or a cruise?
Ooh, ski lodge. My husband is a huge skier,
Okay.
and I love. And I ski, but I'm not like as good as he is.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get our kids to do it more. And oh, look, I've got my water. I've got my Christmas cruise.
Oh, Erin had hers too.
Yep. It's my favorite water bottle. I use it every single day of my life.
Yeah, she said the same thing.
But yeah, so I would say going somewhere cold at Christmas feels good and cozy. And I like getting nice and cold and then having to warm up by a fire with a warm cup of something. It feels good. It feels very Christmas.
Every weekend, as soon as it starts, that's what with my sister, my whole family, we're all Hallmark people. We get the snacks out, the covers out, we get the TV on, and we watch our Hallmark movies. It's just like, I love that it starts in the end of October because we're ready. We're ready now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know. All right. So you didn't choose cruise, but you did go on a cruise, right?
I cannot tell you how much fun I had on that cruise.
All right. So we've seen the second episode, and I did a little recap last night and of Christmas at Sea, right? And it's the beautiful, I think it's called the Norwegian Gem, which is, oh my God, it was beautiful. I was somewhere locally and I went to get up to walk away, and there was this table of women and they were flagging me down. I live in a small town and I recognized my cousin was there, and I'm like, oh, hi. And she's like, no, we want to talk about the cruise. And I'm thinking, cruise? I don't go on cruises. What cruise? And she goes, and you had on the TV. You were on the TV. And I'm thinking, I'm never on TV. But she puts her, I guess, podcast and YouTube and stuff up on TV. And they wanted to know all about the Christmas cruise. And I said, well, girls, so here I am advertising. Well, I'm going to have Sarah. You're having Sarah on. Isn't she on Grey's Anatomy? I'm like, yeah, well, tune in at 3. So I'm starting to tell them about the cruise, how beautiful it is. And they're like, we want to go. And I'm like, well, I think the last time I looked, there was like a waiting list of forever to get on. So
last year, I don't know how long the waiting list is this year, but last year it was like 60,000 people on the waiting list.
It's amazing. So tell me, I had the opportunity to be one of several people that at one time we all talked, and Erin was there, and Paul was there, and Taylor was there, and I think, and Ben. And they were telling, like, one of them, and I don't remember which one, I think it was Ben, said that it took him like days to come off of the high from being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a wild high. And it was continuous for 5 straight days. I mean, the amount of love on that boat was so overwhelming. Like, you could reach out and touch it. And I think all these Hallmark actors are some of the nicest. They're the nicest people in Hollywood. Like, they're just the kindest, most gracious, most fun group of people. And we've all gathered to do various things. So we've all, even if we haven't worked together, we've all become really great friends too. Sure. So it really did feel like being on a cruise with all your best friends, with a boat full of fans that like were just throwing love at us. Like, for the entirety of the time. I think we're not used to sort of like rock star quality
Right.
celebrity. Like we don't get mobbed like Taylor Swift. That's not a thing that happens to any of us. But I don't think so. I mean,
Right.
I get recognized, but it's not like
No. Yeah.
that. So I think for all of us, it really did feel like something other than what we'd ever experienced before. And so it was beautiful because it's also just like the nicest fans, the most passionate. The Grey's Anatomy fandom is also incredibly
Yes.
passionate. And
Yes.
I've been to some conventions and it's so lovely and so beautiful. And I just didn't understand how intense the Hallmark fandom was. Like this was my first real experience of the enormity of it and of like just how passionate this fandom is. So it felt like such a privilege. I think Erin and I kept looking at each other because she's like been my best friend for 15, 17 years, something ridiculous like that. One of my first friends when I moved to LA. And we just kept looking at each other and holding each other and like crying on each other and saying, is this our life? What is this? Why do we get to be here? What strange twist of fate led us to this moment that we get to be here together, experiencing this outpouring of love we don't even understand in a beautiful place on the ocean. Like, what is happening?
No.
It's so magical.
I know someone was asking a question about, I think, let's see, they said about the cruise. What Joanne is saying, what are you looking forward to the most for the upcoming cruise? So are you taking part in an upcoming cruise?
Yes, I will be on the upcoming cruise. I am so excited to be with all of those people again because we just had the best time in the world. As soon as we started promoting Christmas at Sea and doing the announcements for the next cruise, I started picking out outfits, even though it's 3 months away. I was just like, I was texting Nikki and Erin and our friend Cass, who's married to Andrew Walker, who's like one of our most beloved girls. And I just had some pictures of the four of us and I texted them just yesterday going, I'm dying to see you. Is it November yet? Can we, I miss you. Where are you? I need you.
It's going to be great.
Yes. And I'm so excited. Also, Ashley Williams is one of my dear friends.
Oh, and she'll be there.
And and she was on cruise 1 last year. So we didn't get to have her with us on our cruise. And so I'm just so excited to get to do this with Ashley in particular, because she's one of the most amazing and hilarious and fun humans on the planet. So it's just so fun.
What other than this wonderful feeling, what was it like? They had so much going on. We got to see all the special events that everyone had. I even remember in one of the episodes, it may not have premiered, but it's okay if I say this. I remember Paul and Kim saying that they had to, or was that, maybe that was in the chat we all did, that they hosted like a wine tasting or something. Like,
there are cocktail tastings. And what's really fun too is we're all scheduled all the way through the 5 days. Like when some of us are doing one thing, others of us are doing another thing, or we're going through glam to get ready for the next thing. It's 100 miles an hour. And the adrenaline is so high and the endorphins are so high and the oxytocin is abundant. So we're just like flying, through, but what we would do even in our little breaks that we would have is we would drop in on other people's things to just like run around and say hi to people in the smaller cruise. So when they're doing like cocktail tastings, a group of us would come in and be like, well, hi, and just like pop in, where nobody was expecting us to be there. But it was a fun thing they did on cruise 1 that they told us about. They were like, they love it when we can all kind of enjoy one another and be there as audience for our friends also. So there's a cocktail tasting, there's like bingo, there's finding Mr. Shipmas. that Jonathan. So it was like
he's good at that. He's so good at that.
it
Yeah.
was so good. And then he had these guys that were nominated do all these fun, silly games, and then we had to judge, and it culminated in each one of them having to do that final romantic scene with me and with Aaron.
No. Oh my gosh. I
It
love
was
it.
so funny. It was so fun.
I love it.
So like a lot of ugly sweater contest, pajama party. We had we had a script written for us that was written like from on the day that we started the cruise.
Okay. So
very
you knew what
quickly.
you're doing. Yes.
And we all were just given the pages and had to perform it in front of the whole ship, which was one of the most hilarious parts of all of it. There was a bedtime story. I'm remembering everything because I just went back through my album of pictures from it because I was just missing all of my friends. And so excited to see them again. But there's this Wes Brown read a bedtime story that then all of us had to act out. And there were no assigned characters or anything. None of us had seen the story. We had no idea what the story was. So it was almost like watching all of us do improv games.
Yes, yes.
Which was ridiculous and hilarious. I have a really striking image of Nikki she's wearing a reindeer onesie that I brought for her because I brought a bunch of Christmas onesies. I have many. And she was wearing my reindeer onesie and she was enacting lightning crashing by tossing herself across the stage and leaping with her hands and legs out. In the amount of air she gets too in the pictures, it was singularly phenomenal. And we had a sing along. One of my favorite times actually with Aaron is right after I think it was when we read through the script, and it was the final night, and we had to move into a smaller location because it was raining, so we couldn't be outside with everyone. So there were all these little satellite groups that were set up that couldn't be in the big room. So they sent several of us into little satellites to go be there in person for them at the end. So Aaron and I went to this one satellite group and showed up. And I that's probably one of my favorite memories from the whole cruise, because it was just me and Aaron, like in our pajamas, and everybody came around us, and we all held the people, the party goers or whatever. We're all just like swaying and singing Christmas carols together. It was so special. And we left that spot and we got back to the Haven because it was our last night. That the Haven is like where we all stay. We can't go anywhere without security because you can't.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
But we all stay in this one area together. And we got to the Haven and just looked at each other and started bawling and just hugged each other and just cried all of our makeup off. And we're like, this is the most magical thing. I can't believe we experienced this. I feel so much love. I feel so overwhelmed. I'm so exhausted because it's so exhausting. It requires so much energy.
Yes.
But it's also energizing because of what the fans are giving us in like what it's this wonderful kind of give and take and back and forth. And I can't wait to get there again.
I love that you're excited. It reminds me of when I have chatted with people that also have done theater, and they say that, like, when people ask what's like difference if you did theater and then you're behind on, a set and whatnot. And they're saying that the audience, you don't get, there's a feel that you get from the audience, and it's like addictive, and it's something that you want. And one person, like not one, more than one, they would get teary-eyed when they were telling the story. The first person who ever did that was Morgan Wiley, because she has a very big theater background, and she was getting all emotional over it. And we think we were just coming out of COVID too, when all that had stopped. So I can imagine that it must be an overload of that feeling, because you're not there for 2 hours. You're there for hours and hours.
Oh, yeah. And you're on. I mean, you're on, but you're also like, I look back at the pictures and videos from that cruise. The smile on my face is so extreme. It's so almost crazy looking. I was like breaking my face. I was smiling so hard for the whole
Yeah.
time. And it is. And I remember going home, and I remember I've talked to Ben about this. I've talked to Aaron. I've talked to like, and we texted, we have a big text
Sure.
thread and
Little
stuff.
running chat.
We've all texted about the return home, where like I get home and the next morning, my daughter wants me to do a high ponytail, and she's like furious that I haven't done it perfectly. And I'm like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, my mother.
You have seen that audience and how much they appreciated what I do. It was very silly.
Oh my God. I know it's very humbling. Ben kind of told a story about where he comes from all of this. And then his daughters wanted to see Timothy Chalamet at the mall. And he's like, yeah, I'll go. And he said it was mobbed and not a soul knew him.
Oh yeah. No, what was so extraordinary about that is that this crew of Hallmark actors do not experience that level of outpouring of love often. We just don't. We don't get to be with the fans in that kind of capacity for that amount of time like that. So it's a very special energy that happens. And it's really good to go home to your real life and remember, put your feet back on the ground.
I know. I love that. I love it. Christine is saying that she loves listening to all the extras that we haven't seen on TV. I have to say there was so much that they could have shown, but the fun things that they are showing, I appreciate. There's certain storylines that are being followed, but the in-between stuff, like there was one, it was a little blip. It was on last night, and it makes me emotional, of a woman talking about how she had cancer and she was so sick, but she was watching her Hallmark and it's what got her through. And that's like the first time that I've heard that. And I was like, I love that they put all of that in there. I want to show you something I just took right off the screen. It's of you and Ben. Look.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So this I thought was cool. The storyline for Laura, I would think it was Laura who had her sister is Victoria, but she's the one that wrote the script for the Mistletoe Queen, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're talking to you about it. Now you got your, in front of the screen and then also behind the screen experience. It's not, I know Hallmark doesn't take unsolicited manuscripts, like you need an agent. But if somebody was watching and they are like Laura, and you could give them a piece of advice for if they wanted to tackle something like writing a story or a movie for Hallmark, what's one of the things that you advise? And I don't mean how does Hallmark, how to get it to Hallmark, just the writing in general. What would you say?
The biggest thing is to just be writing every day, even if you don't feel like it. Like just being in the habit of doing it. The other thing is like, it is so easy to make short films now. You can do everything on your cell phone. My son makes movies. He just submitted a short film to 2 different film festivals. And just on my iPhone, and him and a group of friends, and then he's got special effects programs, and he builds these special effects, and he creates the whole world and puts in all these, colors and fun stuff and music, and like it is. Don't stop creating just because the opportunity isn't presenting itself to you. There are a million places where you can submit short films. If you want to write, keep writing, and get your friends together and make something small, make a bite-sized something. And you never know what can happen.
What you would do with that. That's actually a really good idea. So I'm a teacher, and my students often have choices in how they want to show what they can do. And they are, I'm sorry, I moved my camera around for you. Sorry. They make little shorts, but I never thought to say to them something like that because they're so into it. That's very good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just being in the process, being in the creative process,
Mhm.
it makes you go do it more and more and more and more. If you sit and go, I really should, I really want to, but I don't have opportunity, you're just never going to do anything.
Right,
Nothing
right.
will ever happen. You know, you have to be moving forward.
Yes.
I
Right.
know we just got the 5-minute warning. My
Yes,
next
I
interview is
saw
in a few minutes.
that. So no, no, this is how I want it done. Thank you for sharing all the behind the scenes stuff, because those are the questions people will email me or ask me the most. And I'm like, I got no idea. I only watch what they're showing you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you helped us with that. But we cannot mention Mistletoe Murders. So Mistletoe Murders we're going to get to see season 1 and 2 together in the countdown to Christmas on the regular Hallmark channel, right? Because I'm going
Yes.
to blast that everywhere. And
Yes.
I have to say something. You know, I'm a Peter Mooney fan, and I love you. So there, the two of you are with Violet. You know, like, you know, I know that's not her real name. That's in the show. Okay, so
Yeah.
anyway, Hallmark cracks me up because we get kisses and whatnot. Have people told you about the fiery steaminess, swoon worthy last 10 minutes of, oh my gosh, like I was like, I forgot. First of all, the reason why I love Mistletoe Murders so much is I do enjoy the whole scenery, the set, I enjoy the storylines, but I enjoy that I forget that the three of you that are acting, because you're all so wonderful and natural together. I really think that's father and daughter, and I really think that's you and deliciousness. That's all I can say. That scene, I had to go back and freeze it and watch it and say, oh, look at that. Look how they orchestrated that. Oh my God.
It was beautifully shot too. I
Yes.
mean, like our director Mel, she made it feel like an epic love scene. You
And she
know,
did.
it was so, with all of the slow-mo and the different angles,
Deliciousness.
and it was so beautifully shot and executed. And we were just like, we hope Hallmark is okay with a little extra steam, because that's what we're gonna bring.
Yes. It was
And we
brought.
were thrilled that, like, the audience seems to love it. Nobody's getting mad at it.
Nope. People are talking about it. Looking forward to it. They're saying, so before you leave, I'm going to send you off with some love. I've got 2 pieces. Karen says, love, 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 Mistletoe Murders.
Yay.
And Joanne says, looking forward to the next season of Mistletoe Murders. I'm right there with her.
Yay.
All
I'm
right.
so excited for y'all to see it. I'm so excited it's going to be on the main net.
Yes.
I cannot wait for it
But
to.
but I'm also a huge fan of Hallmark Plus.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
amazing. They have
I'm
incredible
all over
programming.
all over the place talking about Hallmark Plus. Like, you could
Yeah.
put my face next to it and I'd be like, yes, Hallmark Plus.
I know, I know. Well, it'll be on Hallmark Plus next day too. So
Yes, which is good.
it'll all be there, and then you can watch it over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
But it'll be nice to welcome the main network audience who haven't gone over to Hallmark
Right.
Plus
They're
into
gonna love it.
story.
All right. Thank you so much. And you have a good rest of the day
Thank
and rest of your
you.
week. All
Okay,
right.
thanks so much.
Bye,
Bye.
Sarah. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.